video. This is a whatever you want to call it video. It's very casual. There's nothing about this video that has a plan or is structured or has an agenda or anything. I just wanted to show a couple of montages of me knitting some projects I'm working on and whatever locations I'm at, what I'm doing. I just kind of like those kind of videos when I see them on YouTube. It's just those cozy vibe videos or vlogging videos where it's not just someone knitting or crocheting the whole time, but it's them showing different parts of their life other than knitting and crocheting. So today is my day off. It's about midday, so all morning I've already been doing some stuff that I needed to get done. And now I would like to go to a cafe near my house that I went to a few weeks ago, and I really liked the vibe and the comfort in there. And I really liked their coffee, so I wanted to get a nice coffee and maybe a little treat for myself and bring a knitting project with me that I'm working on. So anyways, I just wanted to check in before I move on to the next montage. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just say it. I'm gonna go ahead and call the elephant in the room. I have bangs now. Yes, I have bangs and I really like them. I really am enjoying them. I hope you like them as well. And now let's go ahead and get on with the fun stuff. So as you were seeing in parts of my video, I was working on my second Rosy Glow Shawl. And here she is. She is now finally done in all her glory and beautiful colors of pinks and purples and whites and creams and yellows and all the goodness. So I knitted this with the Hue Loco yarn in two 1-pot colorways. Yeah, they were very limited time colors. And then one color that she has in her shop, usually year round, that's called Juicy. So the 1-pot colorways, unfortunately, she's not selling those. They were limited time, as I said. So I can't really put those links to purchase those colors, unfortunately. I do still need to weave in the ends. I was just a bit lazy on that and didn't do it. That's done. And the other thing that I was showing myself working on was the Citrine Light Sweater. I have shown this a few times in my previous videos, but if some of you are just now seeing this video for the first time and don't know what I'm talking about, it is this sweater here. And this sweater is designed by Caitlin Green, and it has these beautiful twisted rib design on the shoulders that go all the way down to the sides of the sweater. I am having a bit of a hard time motivating myself knitting this because it's fine weight yarn, so it's very thin yarn, and I'm working on the body length at the moment, and it's just a little bit repetitive. So I am trying to push myself to knit it here and there, but this is a winter sweater, so I'm not really that focused on it at the moment. I'll probably pick it back up in the winter time since I've got a couple other projects that I'm a little more interested in at the moment. So I have 2 major projects I'm working on right now. I have a bunch of other small projects, but we're not going to go into those because I don't really want to think about them. Wow, my hair is just doing the most right now. Can you figure out which side you want to be on, please? Like, you're kind of distracting the video. Here, maybe that might help. Anyways, let's not focus on my hair too much. One of the projects I'm working on that is a summer project, and I'm not going to really give myself a lot of hope I'm going to finish this before the end of the summer. I'm kind of a slow knitter / crocheter, so I usually give myself a lot of grace when it comes to finishing projects. But this is the Province top, and I will show a picture of it here as I'm showing you my current progress. And this is in the color mauve, M-A-U-V-E. I'm probably not saying that word right. This is made with Drops Belle yarn, which is a pretty popular yarn in the knitting community. It is made of mostly cotton with some viscose and I believe bamboo and silk. Very nice and drapey yarn. I did do a gauge swatch because, you know, we're not gonna risk things around here. Okay, I wanna make sure it fits right. So this is the gauge swatch. Very pretty, basic stockinette swatch. And it has some really good drape to it. It's not too stiff. It's very weighted feeling, like for that drapiness feel. So I'm happy with the gauge swatch result. So this is how the top should appear whenever it's done. This is a bottom-up construction garment. I've never done bottom-up before, so far it's actually doing pretty good. I'll show another picture of it again because why not? It's absolutely gorgeous. I just absolutely love the precious sweetheart cut in the design and then the beautiful lace at the top. Ugh, I am so excited. I cannot wait till I can finally get that finished, but we'll see. Okay, I'm being a little extra weird because I'm super excited about this other project that I'm doing right now. I'm going to contradict what I just said earlier about being not very fast at knitting or crocheting. I am cranking out the pieces for this project for crochet like nobody's business. Pretty much every evening when I'm done with the day, I have nothing else to do, I've done all my things, I am just consistently crocheting as many of these pieces as I can. So the project that I'm currently working on is the Coastline Hexie Blanket by Mallory Crawl, or as some of you might know her on Instagram as Naughty Crawl. I will link her website in the description, so if you'd like to check out her free patterns with ads, then you can. You can also purchase her patterns if you don't want to deal with ads or go to her website. I absolutely love her patterns. She does mostly blankets, but sometimes she does pillowcases and scarves here and there, but she mostly focuses on blankets. She collaborates with Hue Loco yarn and a couple other yarn dyers a lot, so I really love her patterns. I have crocheted one of her blankets before, and that was this blanket that I made for my mom for Mother's Day last year. And ever since I made that blanket, I have just been dying to make my own. Now, I am technically doing this blanket, but with scrappy yarn, which I talked about in my second video that I uploaded on YouTube, which was me talking about like all of my finished objects from the past years and what kind of projects I was working on at the time. The unfortunate thing with that blanket is I do need to check the gauge on a lot of those Hexie pieces because I think that I accidentally used a different crochet size hook with different pieces. It was just a project that I kind of picked up, put down, picked up, put down, and I may have accidentally picked up the wrong hook when I was doing certain pieces. So I'm not really looking forward to having to do all that. So that will be on the back burner. For now, we are crocheting that blanket with Hue Loco's Honeybee Collection yarn. And this is the gorgeous yarn in all its glory. And I have waited 6 to 8 weeks for this yarn because you purchase the yarn when it's open for pre-order. And then when she closes the collection, she spends the next 6 to 8 weeks hand dyeing all the yarn for all those orders. So this was not yarn that she had already pre-dyed and then, you know, opened up the collection for just however many people buy and then sells out. She keeps her collection open for a couple weeks so that any amount of people can order whatever they like. They can order the whole kit. They can order 1 skein, 2 skeins, any parts of the collection that they like. You can get mini skeins, full skeins, sock sets, all the good stuff. So this was my first time purchasing it as a full set, full skeins, all the good stuff. And I do not regret it. Just saying, now that I've got the yarn, it's not one of those things like, wish I hadn't done that. No, I'm very happy I did it. So anyways, here's a little stack of the circles that will become hexies when they are joined as you go in the blanket. And this one is here for the clover. I don't know. Oh my gosh, it just came out absolutely gorgeous. I gotta crochet 10 of each color minus 1 piece. So like I gotta have 99 total, but I have 10 total colors and I gotta do 10 pieces per skein per color, except for one of them I gotta do 9 pieces instead of 10 because I need 99 pieces, not 100, just because that's how the pattern works with evenness. I am working my way through this, and when I say I have been cranking this out, just hold. That's 2 stacks. I'm not gonna be able to hold all these in my hand, by the way. 3 stacks. Ugh, 4 stacks. I have just been going crazy and they go by really quick. It takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to do one. So I'm not even gonna try to calculate in my head how much a whole stack equals to. So yeah, this is the color Queen. This beautiful navy-ish, purplish blue. This color I just showed is Nectar Collector. Oh my god, I love the name of that. That is just too clever. This one is The Sweet Life. That one's also very pretty with some orange and purple hues. And the one that I just finished last night, Here for the Clover, as I showed earlier. This is the stack I'm currently working on. This is Aviary. And then I'm gonna pull the other ones. I did do one of each color when I started so that I could see how it would work up. And then I switched to crocheting per color for the 10 pieces just so that I can knock them out one by one rather than like going through the whole list of the colors and kind of feeling like it was never gonna end. Okay, so this one is Foraging. Oh, this is such a beautiful, like deep ocean blue color. This one is All the Buzz. This one's really funky and cool. This one is You're the Bee to My Bumble. I just love these names. They're so clever. And don't mind the blue string. That's me holding all the pieces together so I don't lose the tag with the colors. This one is Honeycomb. And then lastly, Pollination Station. To join all that together, I am using Knit Picks Swish DK yarn, and it's in this beautiful natural cream color. I wouldn't even call it cream, just natural. It doesn't have a dye to it, it's just plain the way it comes. And I felt like it really tied all these colors together to where it can allow those colors to shine the most whenever I finish putting them all together. So that is my baby. That is my project going on right now that I'm thoroughly enjoying. Oh, and the last part of that, this is how much I have left after I'm done with the 10 pieces. So I'm thinking that this might be enough for 1 extra piece. So it's really about 11 pieces instead of 10. And if I have enough made, I might combine them with a couple other pieces that I've made from previous collections and maybe make a pillowcase. We'll see. Just gotta see what I can make out of these little extra skeins. So the next project I wanted to show that I have in my queue after I'm done with the blanket and the Provence top is the Neon Bliss sweater. This is going to be made with the Wandering Flock cotton lino yarn. This is cotton lino yarn and I purchased this last year. I did not get them in the same exact colors as the Wandering Flock sample, but Wandering Flock did their own sample of the sweater, and they did them with the lilac and sand colors, and they did it with a like neon greenish color as the other accent color, but they were sold out of that green, so I picked Petal as the replacement for that color. And now this is what it's going to be made with, and this will be my main color. It came in this pretty canvas bag that had the logo for the shop on it. And of course, I will put all this information for all these supplies and websites and designers and hand dyers that I purchased from in the description in case you're interested in checking them out for yourself. So that's going to pretty much wrap up this vlog. I am so glad you stuck it out to the end of this video. If you did stick it out to the end of this video, then put a comment at the bottom of what it is you're currently working on. And that way I also know that you watched until the end of the video. Also, do not forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.